Hey guys, what's up? It's Sean, Autotopia LA, and we are back with Jimmy Shine. Today we're at Irwindale with this completely over-the-top C10 Gasser.
Well, it is unique. I'll give you that. It's pretty radical. It's pretty radical. It's well thought out. This is Dave Keister's 1965 C10 Chevy truck.
Yeah.
It's a stock chassis. It's a Jim Guthrie, big block Chevy, Crower injected on gas. Dana sniffed it, a turbo 400 in it, and we've got a Curry 9-inch Ford rear end, 40 spline axles. It's got all the good stuff. Straight axle in the front, parallel leaf. So we did a 10-point roll cage in it as well.
Yeah.
So this is a quintessential gasser here. It's built very much in the theme of the 1960s. Of course, using our collective years of racing and cars. And again, today's our first test day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're
because you guys just finished this, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty much last night. Dave and Brandon were working on some different stuff. We've actually fired it, driven it down the street.
Yeah.
Like around our building and such,
Yeah.
which is totally legal, of course. We would never, ever break the law. No, not at all.
None of us would. We don't do that. That's not our thing. No.
But today's going to be our first test and tune of the car. We're going to take it real easy. Dave's going to go through all the systems. Again, it's a new car.
Yeah.
Dave's only driven it just a little bit, so
Yeah.
today's going to be sneak up on it, go through the whole routine.
Yeah, yeah.
From the line lock to the launch to the parachute to
Yeah.
shutting down the systems, all that. I mean, it's really pretty straightforward. It's all mechanical, but again, drag racing, it happens real quick.
Yeah. Because you're anticipating this, if everything's running right, you should be down in into the 9s, you're saying?
According to our calculations, just what we hypothetically think, it should be about a 9-second truck and probably $1.50
God, that's so fast,
maybe
dude.
Not today. This is
Yeah,
only
no, I
eighth
get
mile
it.
here, and we're only here to test and tune.
Right, I get it. What are you making power-wise with this, you said?
Well, on the dyno, it was making over 906 horse, about 6,200 RPM, and it was making about 900 foot-pounds of torque down around 4.
Wow.
So she's a stump puller. She's got a pretty tall gear in it. Because big blocks don't like RPM. You put too much RPM to them, they like to exit the block and put windows and things. So
Yeah.
we don't want that to happen.
No, definitely not. Now this isn't street legal, right?
Well, you know what? We've got headlights, we've got brake lights, turn signals, mufflers.
Okay.
It's registered.
And it is a 60. What did you say? 65.
65. So it's grandfathered
It's just a 65 C10, right?
Yeah, it's just a little gnarly. That's all.
Yeah.
But,
now, when you say stock chassis, I mean you guys had to have done a ton of work to it, though, right?
no, the chassis itself is a factory. This is the 1965 Chevy truck chassis.
Wow.
Even with the trailing arms, we added a top link because the trailing arms on these trucks have a single U-bolt, a big son of a gun. But that's the whole thing that holds the rear end in this truck. So we added a top link, so it kind of triangulates it and makes it more like a ladder bar.
Okay.
We don't anticipate a whole lot of movement.
Yeah.
It's got a big giant sway bar in the back because all that power going through the rear wheels and launching down the track, the front wheels are going to do very little. At least that's what we think. I don't know. So what we've got here, of course, is our stock chassis. You can see our big Curry 9-inch Ford rear end. It's all fabricated, the disc brakes. The stock trailing arms with the upper link. See this upper link?
Yes.
It's all done in gold zinc.
Yeah.
Of course, we've got coilovers in the rear. My good buddy Garrett over at Alden, he hooked us up and set those up for us personally. You can see our cage comes through nice and low, but we have a 10-point cage in the car. Parachute mount, this is part of the chassis. So as he goes through the lights, we do have a good pull line, tow line attachment. This is a 15.5 gallon. This is our primary tank that we have a Holley pump. It's all dash 10 that feeds the front.
And is that all you guys headers and stuff? Is that all?
Oh yeah. You
guys do all that?
Well,
in-house?
MagnaFlow sponsors us, do a lot of work with MagnaFlow.
Got it.
So Rich Watus,
he's
like their chief engineer.
Yeah, Rich is
all
great.
All around good guy.
Yeah, no, I know Rich. I like that guy a lot. He's
So they
a good
supply
dude.
us with all the different components and clamps and pipes, and Rich helps us out with the engineering for exactly what we want to do.
Yeah.
So again, today we're running through 3.5-inch mufflers. It's not, and it's still really loud.
Wow. So what are you running for brakes?
These are actually GM metrics on the back done by ABS. And the front disc brakes are Willwood.
And that's a massive rear tire, right? I mean,
It's a 10-inch wide rim.
okay.
The footprint's about, I think, 11 or 12 inch. And those are all American Rebel wheels. You'll notice too that these rims are gold. Back in the 1960s, a lot of these Halobrand wheels were magnesium.
Yeah, yeah.
Magnesium oxidizes so bad, it turns the metal like this really cool kind of golden bronze brown.
Yeah.
These are aluminum. But to get that effect, because we're just geeks, man, it's like, it's got to look a certain way.
Yeah.
We actually took a rim, cut it into like 5 or 6 pieces, and then we played with different saturation times of anodizing. But from the machined lip to the shot peen center, it gives us just this wonderful contrast.
Yeah. No, the wheels are incredible on this, man.
I mean, all the interior, it's a bare minimum. Brandon and Dave are going through the seat belts right now. So stock, framework of the dash, but we've plated it. We design our cars, so as Dave's driving this, his left hand is welded to the steering wheel.
Right.
His left hand has one job, steer. It never leaves the wheel.
Yeah.
Right hand shifts, line lock, operates all the controls, fuel shut off, fire, and then of course the parachute releases up on the roll cage. So everything is in its designated position. Here's the shifter, here's fire, here's fuel, and up here's parachute. But again, the left hand never moves.
Today on an 8th mile, if you guys were going for a full, I know you're testing, so you're not going for a hard pull. Will the chute be pulled today?
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna go through, if he does 80 miles an hour through the traps here, full system. Clean out the fuel,
Make
shut
sure
it down,
working.
kill the ignition, parachute out, all that. I wanna know
Right.
everything works properly.
Yeah. And is that the original steering wheel?
Yes, it is.
Come on.
That's like, Dave, wasn't that your main thing? It's like, my stock steering wheel, don't touch it, don't paint it,
That's so
nothing.
cool.
But we did make it quick release so Dave can get
Yeah,
in and out.
I noticed that, but I cannot
And then it
believe
hangs
you
up.
got that.
So when you get out, there's a hook up here.
Yeah.
Just get the wheel out of the way.
Oh my God, so cool. All right, you guys, we just talked to Jimmy. Now we're talking to Dave, the owner of the vehicle. And I'm curious, like just now off camera, you said this is an 8-year project.
Yeah, I originally bought this truck from a guy just locally here, and
Okay.
it was gonna be a lowered truck, air ride, all
Yep.
kinds of cool stuff. And then a friend of mine hit me up about this motor, and he says, "Hey, I'm gonna sell my 572." And I said, "Really?" I said, "All right." He's like, "What do you think I can get for it?" So I went over, checked it out, and I told him what he could probably get for it. He called me up later. He's like, "Well, you want to buy it for that?" So I did, and that changed the whole direction of this truck.
Got it.
So in my shop in Orange, we started doing stuff to it and putting the motor in it and whatnot. And then, so Jimmy comes over and he takes over the shop that he's in. That was our shop. When we moved out, I left the truck there and it just kind of started materializing from there.
Got it. Okay.
Me and him started kind of going back and forth on stuff, and
Yeah.
I bought the 8-stack injection. I already had like my vision of what I wanted with the truck, and and he kind of helped facilitate it and used his creativity to get it to where it's at now too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way I could have done what he did.
What prompted you to go full Gasser style drag?
Because you don't see Gasser trucks,
Never.
It's always the 50 shoebox, 53, 54 Angulas, those are the cars that you saw in the Gasser. And I really wanted to bring the 8-stack Crowler injection. That was one of my visions, because everybody does like a tunnel ram or a blower.
Of course.
So I wanted that old school effect.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I personally love how unique it is. I'm just excited, like, to fire the cameras when you guys fire this and catch it.
Oh, it's gonna be my first time drag racing, man.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna watch him take this thing for a rip, you guys. right, you guys, that's it for our shoot of this completely badass 65 C10 Gasser built by Jimmy Shine and his crew. You know, it's really, truly an honor to get to shoot with Jimmy and his crew, and the stuff that these guys have done, just kind of blown away by it, gotta be honest. They just did their first pull, and this truck is just finished being built, by the way. So they did their first pull. They're gonna check things out. We've got to run on to another shoot, so I'm gonna say thanks for hanging and watching and supporting what we do, and I will see you in the next episode. All right, man, later.